Alright, how to write HTML. So we create a file which we are going to call it in this case. By the way, this right here, I want you to memorize how this looks. This is the basic structure of the HTML. You open the file here and you close it over here, but in between you have a head for head contents with the title, and in the body, that's where you add all the stuff that you want to see. In this case, for this file that I'm going to use to show you how to use HTML, is going to be titled myfile.html. Alright, let's go ahead and get started. So, this is how HTML looks like, right? You have HTML, close HTML, body, where your junk, all of it, all your content is going to go over here, but over here you also have head, because you also want to add some content here. So what can I do here? I want to add a title. I want to add my YouTube channel, which is going to be Geo281, and I refresh this. Beautiful. Over here where you would see the tab name, you see Geo281 because that's in the title. Over here, you see that it's so plain. My file looks plain. It looks ugly. I don't want it. I don't want it to look ugly. So I want to give it a background color. Yeah. So I'm going to use body BG color, and I can give it whatever color I want, right? I can give it maroon, or I can give it pitch black. I can, if I want to leave it as white, or in this case, I'm going to leave it as really light gray. Alright, cool. So let's go ahead and get started with a header. H1, pretty big font. Geo281. How to HTML, whatever. Cool. So that's it. There it is. Now what I did over here is I aligned it. You don't have to do this, completely up to you if you want, but over here what I decided to do is just align it to the center to make it look pretty. This sort of meticulous task that I just did is what essentially gives life to whatever website you're trying to design. So right here I did H1 for a pretty big font. It's pretty big font in my opinion. Yeah, you can zoom in. Yep, that's pretty big. Align center. You can then italicize it if you want it. My bad. Open the italicized tag, close it, save, refresh, boom. There it is. So now what I just wrote here in line 9 is what is called a break tag. So when you write BR inside tags, what you're essentially doing over here, it's not going to spit out anything, but it's just telling whatever comes after this tag right here, BR, whatever comes after it is going to be spat out in its own line. So I want to write font color. What color do I want it to be? I want it to be maroon. I like maroon. So this right here is some text in dark red. Now we save that and we refresh this and we see that we have some text over here. But do I really like how this looks over here? Do I really like that? I don't. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to use another font style called Arial. So I click save, I click refresh, and now I have Arial. That looks a lot better, but it's still somewhat hard to read, right? So what I want to do is I want to assign it a different size. I want it to be size 7. That's pretty big. I'll go ahead and just stick to size 5 for this video and leave it like that. Now I want to distinguish this from this, so since this is pretty much a title, what I'm going to do is I want to make it bold. That way it can stand out more. Here. Strong. Whenever I write strong, what that means is I want this to be strong, right? Because if it's strong, it's going to be thicker. Now I save that and I refresh this, and it's not spitting it out. Okay, give me just a second. So over here, when you write something in strong, you do it like that, like in line 11, and you refresh, and you see that whatever was spit out here is in bold compared to whatever's over here, right? So that's how I'm using the strong. And what else do I want to do? So I was able to create a title. I was able to create some text. I want to underline my title as well. So I'm going to use U. And I'm going to refresh this, and now it is underlined. So there's some text in dark red. And what else can I do? I can make a table as well. So let's say I want to make a table, right? And I want to make a table with, I need to include a border for sure. And I'm going to leave it as 1. But in HTML, whenever we open something, we have to also close it. So whenever I click refresh, it's not going to spit out anything. It's just going to spit out this little line right here. Why is that? Mainly because there are no columns, no rows, no content in my table. So this is what I want to do. What I am doing right now is I'm creating table rows. That's beautiful right there. Now I click refresh, and it's still nothing. It just got longer because I'm creating these table rows over here, but again, there's still nothing. So what I can do is I can add this. Now what is this? This right here is called a cell value. Whenever I have a cell value, that is essentially what makes a table, because every table or every database you look at has some sort of tables with rows and columns, which then give you records and attributes, right? So without table rows and table data values, or data cells, my bad, you're going to have nothing. So I click refresh, and then I click refresh here, and I don't really have anything yet. So let's go ahead and start building something with this. I want to say 1, I want to say 2, I want to say 3, and 4, and 5, 6, I leave it at 5, whatever, it doesn't matter, but you get the point. And now you see that we have some sort of weird looking table. Why is that? Because we only have one cell, otherwise known as one column as well, if you want to call it that. Let me go ahead and add some space in between this by writing the break attribute. What the break attribute is doing is adding distance, meaning whatever comes after break is going to be in its own line. So if a break comes after a break, that means a break is following that one break, which means beautiful. Now we have space over here. So let's go ahead and get this and do that. So now we're making a pretty good table now, right? Because we're giving it more columns. So let me zoom out so you can see it a little bit better. And now we click refresh. Oops, forgot to save this. Control save, refresh. Beautiful. See how this is looking now? This is looking like a real table. So I have that table over here. That's pretty cool. Now right after this, I want to give it a table row with table data cell, table data cell, table data cell, and give me just a second. And another table data cell. Head. So what am I doing here? I am just giving it some context. Beautiful. Now I gave it a header. Now my table has a header. It's easier to read. It's a little bit prettier now, right? What I can also do is let me see if I can add some color into this. Okay, I'm probably using the wrong command for the color, but that's how you make a table over here in HTML. So aside from being able to write a table, what else do I want to add? I want to also add an image, and the image is going to be followed by this right here. This is how the image looks like. Over here you can put a www.whateveraddress.com, but that address has to lead to one picture though. Let's go ahead and go to our folders over here. I have my file.html is right over here. And now in this little folder that I have for my file.html, I also have some pictures. Let's go ahead and use this second picture. I think it might be a picture of my dog. But let's go ahead and see what we are going to write over here. What I did over there was I grabbed the path for that picture and I'm going to paste it here. So now the image is going to be found using this path in my computer. I refresh this and now I have a little picture of my dog right here. So what I am doing in this file is I'm assigning a picture to my file over here, and these are the basics of how to pretty much design and get into web design. These are the basics of how to write HTML, and I hope you enjoyed it as well. So go ahead and give me a thumbs up if you enjoyed it. That's my YouTube channel, and let me know what you think. I always look forward to hearing from you. Appreciate it. Peace.